So what we're going to talk about here is a DXF to G-code converter that I made on Delphi 7. Delphi 7 is a visual programming environment, object-oriented, and basically what this software that I created makes is turns a DXF file uh, into G-code. The DXF file is a simple representation of 2D CAD files. And the advantage of DXFs is that they can be exported as a text file. You can open a DXF file such as this D1LYWYOM. You can open it in AutoCAD or in any CAD viewer, and is giving you a graphic representation of lines and circles and all geometrical figures, right? But like I said, you can open it in a text file, and what the DXF is doing is describing in text every one of the components that make your picture on the CAD screen. So that said, you can take that text file and use a DXF to G-code converter, such as this. Go select your file, right? We have it here in this folder, and then the file is D1 lywym .dxf, right? You select the file. The app is going to tell you that you have selected it, and then what is the path of it. And then once you get that, you have to parameterize a little bit basics. So the feed is how many millimeters per second per minute is your machine cutting. In this case, we're going to call it wood, right? We're going to cut wood. So maybe a 20 millimeters sheet of plywood. We're going to let it cut like 3 millimeters, maximum of 3 millimeters per pass. That means we're going to cut through the shape, through the plywood, all the way through in passes of 3 millimeters maximum at the time. So it's going to take a little bit. Now this section is to tell the machine where home is going to be after the full CNC program has been executed. So we're going to tell it that we're going to end at the final point in X and Y, and then 10 millimeters above the thickness of the material. We save the parameters and we generate the code. Here is an animation in the right side of the screen. It's an animation an actual live view of how your code is being generated from that DXF file. This makes it slow. We don't have to do that. It's possible to only create the file. So what we did is we generated this file in the same path, but now instead of being DXF, it's being called NC. So what we do with this is we go to the internet, right? And then we open this program, NC Viewer. It's a page on the internet. It's a free CNC viewer. So we go here, and then we go to the same path where the file was saved, and then so we select our NC file, right? So it was generated 319.811. So 319.811, here it is. We open it, and then we tell it to plot. So here, because it's a bigger file, we zoom out a lot, and what we see here is that the picture that we had in AutoCAD is being represented now in G-codes. So if we tell the machine to execute if we tell the simulator to execute the program, it'll go cutting, simulating like a CNC router, right? So it's gonna do 5 passes or 6 passes, depending on how many our program said they were gonna be, and it calculates the thickness. It divides it by the maximum depth per pass, and then it takes how many passes is gonna do to cut through, and basically that's what it is, 7 passes. And if you count here the layers, is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 layers. and it's gonna cut all the way through. It makes the whole shape in one round, and then comes up, sinks again, and then it goes down to do the next round. So what you can also do, if you don't want to save it, you go ahead and select all in the same code generator, select all, right click again, and then say copy. What you can do here is you put this, open the NC viewer, select all, whatever is on the screen, and then you say, and delete it, and then you just paste what you bring from our application, which is exactly the same program, and you can run it again, right? So to run a program here, you have to go to the first line and then hit play, and that'll play the program and execute it. So basically what we did is we took a DXF file, right? A 2D shape made in AutoCAD or any similar software. I don't own any rights on AutoCAD. I'm just mentioning the software as a reference. I don't own any rights on them. And the brands that I may mention around here are only for reference. I don't own anything. So and the what I was going to tell you is you have a 2D drawing, and you can see the text description about it. It tells you everything, what layers it belongs on. It describes the lines, where the lines start, and everything. So there are parameters that describe specifically the x and y coordinates of every point of every line, arc, cylinder, point, circle, spline, anything, any the segments of a line, or any element in the drawing is called an entity. Entities are, like I said, lines, points, circles, arcs, splines, polyline, etc. So we have this, and what this software is doing is open the DXF file in a text form and scans through it, and every time it finds a line, it catches the first point and the second point, and then it translates it to G-code. And to be effective, you have to give it a feed or a cutting feed, right? The speed which the tool is going to move around the drawing. And that's basically about it. Thank you for your attention, and I hope if you can have any questions or anything, I can help you with that. For now, thank you very much.